91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your nights. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. Take us along wherever you go with the Livestream.com app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now on Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack's underway for one more week. Well, welcome to it, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Hello.
You know,
Hello.
I say
Hello.
one more week, but we're going to be here through the first week of May or second week of May or something. No, this is the season finale here, and I didn't bother to tell you guys because F you guys. But
yes.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter, at SN Soundtrack. Don't forget about the YouTube channel. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter by channels. We're the first thing that comes up there. Podcasts of all our old shows are there, and live stream. Livestream.com is a website. It's also a free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. You download that, and you can listen to WBIM from anywhere. And we are on.
Excellent.
We're on from at least 7 to 11 every Saturday night. Sometimes we're on from 6 to 11. Sometimes we're on for whenever.
Sometimes we're on just whenever the hell we want to be.
You know what? It's whatever we feel like doing is pretty much the case.
And if you don't like it, you can go, I don't know, do something.
Do something. I don't know what it is, but do something. What is he doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
That feels better.
So
We're getting the cash ready. We're going after Negan tonight.
We're doing what now?
We're going after Negan.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
He doesn't know. He hasn't been...
No, I haven't been following the thing at all.
shit.
I'm completely... I'm completely... It's, if it's 5:48, we're about 4 or 5 minutes into the program, and that's how tonight's going to go. I'm completely far behind. And my wife keeps telling me, she's like, well, maybe at this point you should call it a loss. I'm like, no, I'm not going to call it a loss. Here's the
loss.
No, here's the problem. Okay,
Call it what it is.
Here's the thing. Is a week ago, exactly a week ago, I got the glorious television, mounted on my wall and everything, and got everything all set up, and got the living room all set up, almost completely the way we want it. We got some pieces of.
I was expecting photos, but
Here's the thing: is I gotta make sure that everything else is set up, and we got some pieces of furniture that are coming in. We're gonna get those all squared away and everything. And but the thing of it is that I have not had a minute. I haven't had a minute within the past week to be able to dedicate to anything that I wanted to do myself.
What?
Personally.
Why?
Between work and between just the things that we have to do and everything, and I just haven't had the time. And that's the thing is I want to be able to sit down and I want to be able to just watch the show on the glorious new TV and the glorious new living room. Mm-hmm. And I need at least an hour to do that for one episode, and I haven't had 5 minutes to myself. The whole thing's been ludicrous. So hopefully I said this before, and I'll say it again. God willing, I'm hoping that tomorrow I get an opportunity to sit down, bang out a couple of episodes, and we'll see how it goes.
Guess what?
Point. Yeah.
I don't work tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Now, tomorrow's the finale, though, yeah?
Yeah, but I won't watch it tomorrow.
Oh, no, you won't watch it tomorrow. I'm just saying that I've gotten to the point now where I've procrastinated this so much to the point where I basically have the remainder of the season to watch.
Yeah.
Pretty much going into
It's
tomorrow.
quick going, though. It really is.
Oh, so you say.
Yes.
I'm hoping that's I'm hoping that's the case. As a result of the fact that I haven't had a good 5 minutes of myself within the past week, I'm minimally prepared for this program. Probably as least prepared as I've been in perhaps months and maybe a year. So
double prepared.
Okay, well, good.
So
at least somebody did.
More prepared than the people of England who are gearing up for Brexit.
What do you mean? They're prepared. They entered into it yesterday.
Did
They're
they?
all set. Oh, yeah.
They entered in nice and slow.
Yep. Article 50 has been released.
Hey, do we know who keeps calling us?
We have no
way.
idea.
All right, because
The phone rang. I know the phone.
ringing.
The phone rang 3 times when I was trying to set up for the program, and I'm like, "Can we relax?" Because I'm trying to set up for a show. I don't have time to answer your call right now. We do want your calls, but give me a chance to get my poop together.
Yeah,
because
seriously.
again, as I mentioned, I have had minimal time to get ready for this program, and I still don't even feel prepared. So we'll see how this goes. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a blast. The good thing is, I'm minimally prepared for this program, but I'm going to be exorbitantly prepared for something we got coming up for you folks in about a month or so.
Oh, God, I'm looking forward to that.
And I'm not gonna divulge any details now, and we're gonna kind of tease this thing because it's the kind of thing that should be teased. If anything, people are probably gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
Yep.
But I don't care because it's
Is this
gonna
a super circus?
It's gonna be fun for us. No, it'll be fun for us. And that's really all that counts. That's all that counts. That's all anyone cares about.
I'll have fun. I'll have a good time.
Oh, here's another disclaimer. In a bizarre and horrible accident, I managed to burn all copies that I have of All My Love and Thank You by Led Zeppelin. And apparently you can't purchase them anymore, so I don't have those songs. I can't play them tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. That's
Can't play them.
That's a terrible
Somebody
thing.
requests Thank You by Led Zeppelin. No,
Can't play it.
Ain't gonna happen tonight, buddy.
You want to hear?
You want to hear All My Love? No,
Yeah,
that's a horrible
can't.
song. Number 1 and number 2. I don't have the copy anymore, so I can't play it.
Actually, I just Googled it, and that song is about pedophilia.
I'm sure it is, and I don't have. I don't have any copies of any crappy Whitesnake songs either. I've got maybe one Whitesnake song, and that's about it. I don't have anything else like Slow and Easy or any of that junk. So if you try to call for that, I don't have that either. So
Oh, dear.
Try to limit your dopey request to something I actually feel like playing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's not really a request when you feel like you want to play.
Well, then maybe you
I'll
should
play
just-
songs that I will feel like I want to play. So you request a song that I feel like I want.
yeah, I don't see a problem with that. And if you don't like that, well, maybe you just shouldn't call the program. How's that?
So, what's this?
I don't know what that is. Oh, so there's a Springfest 2000 event going on. It's going to be happening on April 22nd. It's called So You Think You Can DJ. Well, yes, I do. Apparently, there's going to be door prizes. There's going to be professional DJs. I don't know why there's professional DJs if it's called So You Think You Can DJ. Are they just?
I hope
are they
they
gonna
can if they're professional.
Are they going to judge you, or are they just going to make you feel like crap? Like you're going to try to DJ, and they're like, "You suck. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Get out."
That's the day I have to miss the show.
What day is that?
22nd.
Oh yeah, I'll be here.
No, I'll be with you in the morning
Yep.
because it's record store day, but then I have a freaking marriage to go to.
Bunch of junk.
Damn it.
A freaking marriage to go to. So can you not?
Wedding.
And you got the reception and everything. Why can't people get married on Sundays?
I don't know. It's kind of silly.
It's a religion thing.
Or Friday.
I mean, it's a
We can
religion
have
thing.
fish,
Sunday is the day that you get married because Sunday's a day that you're supposed to be before Jesus and God and all that crap. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I
We're
don't know.
not Jewish.
My wife got all bent out of shape because she found out that there was some place that she had an appointment to that she had to reschedule because they didn't realize that it was Easter on the Sunday that she had the appointment for. And she's like, do they realize the percentage of people in this country who aren't even Christian?
No,
like-
when Easter is.
And I believe she followed that up with Easter is just a day of celebration when some man who didn't exist fantastically managed to rise from the dead, which didn't happen. So do you need to cancel my appointment for that? And I was like, well, I don't know. What if I was Jewish? Well, you're not Jewish. That's not the point. What if I was? I'm like, you're right. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And in the meantime, I have, my office has Good Friday off at work because it's Good Friday and it's a market holiday and we get it off.
Well, that's good.
So you know what I mean. I'm not going to complain about that. I never complained about it back when I worked at Target and we used to get Easter off because I was like, oh, thank Christ, there's a Sunday I don't actually have to go in and work.
Yes.
And all these people who think they know better would always be like, well, why wouldn't you want to work on a Sunday? It's time and a half. And I'm like, why don't you want to shut your mouth? Because I don't want to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go do that job. That makes me want to shoot myself in the face. And that's the mood I'm in because that's the kind of it's wet and sloppy and gross out there.
Not
today.
even 6 o'clock yet.
And I'm just not feeling it. You know what I mean? I really, part of it is because I just wanted to spend a bunch of time this week sitting there, getting to know my new TV and I've barely watched anything on the thing.
Yeah.
I watched one movie last weekend, and the movie wasn't even good.
Which one?
It was Allied with Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay.
Don't bother. It was a boring movie.
Because he was too busy, slupping that girl.
Well, was he really, or did that come out that was just some story or rumor that people came up with?
I don't know.
Because they were saying that he was having something going on with Marion Cotillard, and then other people came out and said, well, no, it was basically just because he was being a dick to his kids.
I'd go with that girl anytime over Angelina.
I'm sure you will. I'll tell you one thing, though. In 4K, that thing on her forehead, very distracting. I'm just gonna throw that out there. There's one thing about
she's
ultra.
a beauty, though.
She's a pretty woman, but there's one thing about ultra high definition is that it's going to bring out all the flaws, every single one of them in detail, 1, 2, and 3. So, hey, how about we get into the first block of classic rock now that I've complained about a bunch of crap. So, Mott the Hoople, Van Morrison, and Led Zeppelin. But Led Zeppelin, not with All My Love or Thank You, because those songs suck and I don't have them anymore.
Yep, nobody likes them.
So there you go.
If you like it, then you're a loser.
And if for some reason you want to talk to us, 508-531-1303. First block of classic rock coming up. You got SNS on BIM.
Live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. Welcome to the Saturday Night Soundtrack. The only weekend all-request classic rock experience in Massachusetts. Call now, 508-531-1303. Listen anywhere with the free Livestream.com app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. And check out highlights of all SNS shows anytime on the Saturday Night Soundtrack YouTube channel. BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. This is Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer on 91.5 WBIM.
It's Thin Lizzy. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Phil Collins before that. Mothers of Invention were in there too, featuring Frank Zappa. Had Peter Wolf, Stevie Nicks, and Led Zeppelin. All in that block. Van Morrison and Mott the Hoople as well. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Seriously, whoever keeps calling and hangs up off the phone.
Please knock it off. No, I'm not in the mood for your poop. All right? I'm just not in the mood for it. Just not in the mood for your junk. So knock it off. But if you have a legitimate request, call us. 508-531-1303. It's classic rock until 11 o'clock. Steve handed me that record right before we, a couple of minutes before I played it, and said to me, here, I've got some Thin Lizzy. But, it's not the regular stuff you usually hear. So there. Okay. All right.
Deep cuts.
That's cool. That's fine. I can handle that. That's what we're here for. My thing won't stay up.
Uh-oh.
It's always difficult.
Thin Lizzy, the romantics of rock and roll.
Now, here's the thing about Thin Lizzy. I did look at Gary Moore, who played guitar on that particular Thin Lizzy track.
Yes.
And, he had that big scar on the side of his face, and I always thought it was something, romantic, like a car accident or something like that.
Something romantic like a car accident.
But it wasn't. He got hit in the face with a pint glass in a pub brawl.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's
actually better.
I was going to say that Phil Lynott punched him in the face.
Nope.
It's very possible. It's like the guy who...
How you doing, man?
It's like the guy who's been in all sorts of... I can't think of his name right now, but he played Chalky in Boardwalk Empire. He was in that Night Of show. He's got that big scar down the middle of his face. And that was basically from, his 25th birthday. He was at, someplace in Jamaica Plain someplace, and he got a razor blade to the face.
Oh, nice.
And that was basically it.
Peaky Blinders.
Somebody had Peaky Blinders in, that's for sure. I think I fixed my thing here to keep it from falling down, which is great.
You've got it up now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure. So
Is it stiff enough, though?
Well, here's the problem, is that I had it up before, and it just wouldn't stay up.
Yeah.
The more I kept doing, the more it just kind of kept drooping.
It's your age,
and that's a problem.
Yes.
What's great about this is that as I fix this mic and make sure that it's not drooping or anything, and I do it effectively, by the way, I'm reminded of the conversation I had with Jared earlier today, where Jared, by the way, came over to my house again and helped me do some stuff.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you again. He helped me. He helped my wife and I take a couch apart so that we could ultimately get it out the door when some new furniture comes in on Friday. And once again, he took the opportunity while he's fixing while he's taking the thing apart. He looks at my wife and he goes, I see Rob every week in the studio, and he's pressing buttons and everything, and he's doing all sorts of stuff, and he really looks handy. And then I ask him for a wrench. And he just gives me a look like I've got 5 heads and I'm from Mars.
That's true.
I can't deny it because I'm always just when it comes to stuff like that, I don't know, man. This is my thing, and that's not my thing. And it just, for whatever reason, the handiness here in the studio does not translate itself to doing practical things around my house. And so then we call Jared, and Jared comes over with his toolbox, and then everything's fine. And thank you again, sir. I appreciate it.
It's good. I was a little disappointed that you didn't need more stuff done.
Well, yeah, what was great was so in comparison to last week, which, I mean, yeah, last week was yeoman's work, I guarantee you. The money that I've given you for our food tonight was basically still kind of paying you off from last week. Last week was definitely a 2-dinner type of project. But compared to last week, he comes over this week, takes the thing apart. It was, what was it, a half hour?
Well, it was a half hour because I didn't have the right tool at first.
Right.
But if I had the right tool at first, it probably would have been a 15-minute thing.
Right. So he finishes that, and then he's looking around the house, and he's like, "Anything else you guys need fixed or taken apart?"
No, get out.
Nope.
Get out of the house.
And then after you left, I'm thinking to myself, like, well, should we have maybe invited him to lunch? Was it a little bit weird and rude that we just were like, okay, thank you.
While we're on
Let's
the subject,
go. Yeah.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
The last 2 Saturdays, I thought that was going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just hung around awkwardly, and I'm just like, all right, he's going to invite me to lunch. Because we're in the bedroom, and you're you said, you're like, does anybody want lunch? I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry. Then I was like, all right, well, then there was just some awkward silence. All right, well, see you later, sir. I'm like,
oh, shit, really? Oh. I mean, shoot, really?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, all right. So
are you serious?
I guess I'll go get my own lunch and hang around.
I'm sorry, sir. Tell you what, next week, I know you can't do it because you got lunch and you're going to be around and doing all that stuff. 2 weeks from now, why don't you swing by and have lunch with us?
Well, on the 15th, I'm also at lunch.
15th April?
Yep.
You suck.
Nah, too late.
So when are you? So maybe we'll plan something. How's that?
We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
At some point, we'll
people
work
call
it out.
my people. It'll be a good time.
I didn't even realize that was the case.
You're missing 2 weeks in a row?
Well, no. I might be here next week. I just might not be able to give Rob a lift in.
Yeah.
That's all. But
Gotcha.
the 15th is it's a very important day at my lodge, so I have to be there. Not going to miss it.
That's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. If anything, I was just trying to find a day to make up the fact that we apparently need to take you to lunch because, holy God, I didn't necessarily realize.
And then again today, it happened to get, and then we're like, do you need anything else done? Nope, we need nothing done. I'm like, okay, just gonna let your cat hang out on my lap for a little bit, digging its nails into my leg.
Yep, that was happening. That was a good time.
All right, so someone's gonna suggest lunch, and then it was, well, see you later, sir.
You know what I think it is? First of all, it's social ineptitude on my part. That's number one. Number two is also I think that I don't necessarily know. We don't know what you've got going on, and we figure maybe we're keeping you.
Nope.
You know, and that.
Nope, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Because usually, when someone says, "Hey, I need your help,"
right.
I clear my day, I clear my schedule. So, all right, because I don't know how long I'm going to be there for, so I just clear it up.
So let me ask you this, for the sake, just to open up one more awkward topic, and then we can just never discuss this again.
Sure.
What do you go off and do for 2 or 3 hours until you come back here and pick me up for the program?
I usually find an empty parking lot to cry.
Oh.
You know, just hanging on an empty, desolate parking lot.
You just go down to...
Hello, silence, my only
You
friend.
go to, I can't even, I can't make a joke if I can't think of the name of the goddamn place. Wherever the Walmart got torn down there in Plymouth, you just go there,
just sit
go in
there.
the parking lot there and just kind of watch all the work going on and little tears coming out.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much what happens.
That's horrible.
Put on some Nick Drake. Just, ball away.
So, well, I mean, I guess again, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I feel bad. Yeah, so it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I got a big favor for you later.
Oh, good.
So,
Good.
you can reciprocate.
What are we talking about here? I mean, there is one favor I still need to keep doing for you, and I haven't done it for you for like 2 years now.
Yep.
And is it that?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll just get that clean slate.
Yeah.
It'll be
Okay.
great.
All right. Good.
So
we'll work on that then.
Oh, you're a bastard.
I am the worst person in the world.
Yeah, some friend you are.
I mean, Jesus.
I know that Steve would help me out if I asked him to help me out, and then I'd buy him lunch.
Hey, Jared, I need your help. Oh, great. You got all this stuff done. Get the out of here. We got stuff to
Get out of the house now. and then what's even worse, he almost sideswiped me.
I did. That was not my... Okay, so here's the thing. So... He's coming out of my street, right? And I had I had to go down. Steve doesn't know where anything is, and neither does anybody else. But I had to go to a gas station down the street because I was dropping my wife off so she could pick her car up. And then I was just coming right back and going right back, taking a left back down my street. And taking a left onto my street is abysmal in normal circumstances, just like taking a left out of my street is horrible. Yeah. So I get to the point where I got to take the left to go down my street. In the meantime... Because I'm like the guy from Memento, I have completely forgotten that Jared was even at my house or could potentially even be on my street because people tend to not be on our street unless they're going to one of the restaurants down there. So as I go to take the left, traffic coming towards me slows down like they're yielding to let me take the left. So I'm like, cool. So I go to try to start taking the left. All of a sudden, whoa, there's Jared sitting right there. And I'm like, oh. And then I just had to keep going because I was like, well, now I don't want to hold up anything even more. Someone's going to rear end me, and I feel I'll make this up to him in a couple of hours when I see him. And then I thought to myself, a brief fleeting thought, because I didn't even see who the driver was because I was just trying not to hit anything. And then a brief fleeting thought was maybe that wasn't Jared. And then I saw the Mason license plate, and I was like, oh, crap. No, that was him. That was him. I kicked him up.
It's funny because I looked into the driver window,
yeah,
and I just see sheer panic on his face, and I'm like...
Because I didn't even see that either. I was just trying to turn down my street without hitting anything. Didn't see you until the last second, and then all of a sudden realized, well, now we've kicked him out of the house, and I've almost hit his vehicle. Fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
What are friends for?
So good.
That's great.
That was so good.
All right, here's another big block of classic rock for some jerks here. So call us up. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear. 508-531-1303. We got Dio, Queen, and AC/DC all on deck.
Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our part. What we rock is up to you.
That's Huey Lewis in the news on 91.5 WBI on Bridgewater. The Saturday Night Soundtrack, Counting Crows before that. John Fogerty, heard from AC/DC, Queen and Dio all on that block. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Irmer. We're just going to make noises with our mouths for the next 4 hours. It'll be fine.
I think he really came into his own on that album.
Who did?
Yeah,
Lewis.
I agree with that. That, and we played...
He had his own to come into.
And we played Sue Studio earlier in the program. And that was, it's all connected. So call us up, 508-53.
Studio is studio.
3 for 3.
3 for 3. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack. You filter for channels are the first thing that comes up there, and live stream. Livestream.com is a website, of course, and it's a free app in the iTunes or Google Play stores. You can get it there and listen to us anywhere you want.
Anywhere, including the car.
I think this thing's starting to dip again. I don't know what's going on.
Really?
Yeah. No, I thought I had it fixed, and then who knows? With these things, you never can tell.
Yeah.
I saw the bright light of Jared's phone in there earlier, and it reminded me not to dip back into the story again. But as he was so kindly and graciously assisting us with our furniture dismantling today, he asked me for a light because our living room is not the brightest room in the world.
It's not. It really isn't.
No, it's not. It's not bright at all, which is great because I'm always just watching movies in there. So he goes, sir, do you have any kind of a light, like anything you can just give me here? So I just go. He's like, and I just turned the light on my flashlight on my cell phone, and he's like, "Are you serious? Do you have an actual flashlight somewhere?" At which point I have to defer to my wife. Do we have a flashlight? And at which point Jared goes, never mind, I'll be right back. Goes to his car and gets his actual big boy flashlight that we just couldn't procure for him because it just wasn't going on. Yeah, and this is why we're lucky that Jared just drives around with all this junk in his car all the time.
It's not junk. It's
no, I know.
It's useful stuff.
I use the word junk as just a colloquialism for just a whole bunch of things that are in your car that are there that are obviously very useful and helpful because, we would have been screwed without them. So, or unscrewed, as the case may be.
That's a nice vocabulary word you're using there.
Colloquialism? Yeah. You like that, huh?
I do. That was a good move.
Have you remembered the phrase that I asked you to punch me in the face if I happen to say?
Oh, I certainly did.
Did you? Because I already said it tonight.
Did you?
I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. I'm hoping I didn't. I thought I did, and I thought to myself, "Damn it! I just said it, and now someone's going to punch me in the face." But then it never happened.
Yeah, that's because you didn't say it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Not yet.
That's good. Steve, do you remember it?
No, I don't.
Well, good. You said it with such authority, though. Oh, you didn't say it. Do you know what I said? I don't have a freaking clue. Oh, okay, good.
Not a clue.
Is it ever going to be nice out again? And if it is, can someone please tell us what? You mentioned this as we were on our way in here. I think last year at this time, if not now, very close to now, we were wearing shorts on the way in.
I believe so.
Shorts. And now I've got I've got my winter boots on. I've got a sweatshirt I brought with me. I got a coat.
Oh, I switched from a rain jacket this afternoon to my winter coat for tonight because I saw it was going to be 34 degrees when we leave.
Right.
So.
Oh, good.
Cold again.
Yeah, it's going to be gross. Sir, you're going to have to turn my ass heat on again on the way home.
Okay.
I'm addicted to the thing. He's got the buttons that you can just... And this is the problem with owning a 2008 truck with everything that's manual on it. His car has just the car seat heaters. Well, it's the greatest thing in the world. You turn that thing on and you're warm in no time.
I don't have those.
It's fantastic. The next car I get is going to have those things. The next car I get is going to heat my ass up whenever I need it to be heated up. Just add, the click of a button. Just as soon as I need it, boom, there we go. Ass heat. It's gonna happen.
It's a good thing.
I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be getting a new car this year after all the expenditures that I've put out for, but maybe it'll be something on the docket for next year. Because at some point it's got to happen. I just need another vehicle.
Yes.
Can't be driving my truck around all over the place. It's stupid. I need the truck for the dump and all that stuff, but I don't need it to be driving around. I don't want to be driving a Quincy and a truck 3 days a week. It's stupid. So
stupid.
And I try to use this argument with the wife, but I'm sure she wants me to get some sort of a sensible vehicle. If I were going to get a vehicle, and me, I'm probably not going to want to do that. I'm going to want to get something that's stupid. I want a Challenger.
Oh, there you go.
A lot. And I'm thinking to myself, on the one hand, yeah, sure, it's kind of a douchey car. On the other hand, well, it's a vehicle, and I need an actual vehicle that's not a truck. I'm sure it's very safe. And it's got a whole bunch of the new features that all the kids are using these days. So I think to myself, why not go for it?
Exactly.
Including butt warmers.
Exactly. What I figure is probably maybe if I save up a little bit of money this year, and next year, it'll line up very nicely with my midlife crisis. I'm going to be 40 next year. And what better to go along with turning 40 than to get a douchey car that you don't need at 40? So I figure that's how it's going to work.
That's the way it should work.
So I'm going to save some money, and I'm going to be planning up, and that'll be my, this year was the TV thing was 2 or 3 years cooking. So let's see how long this takes.
Yeah.
But because a car is a somewhat reasonable purchase to make, I'm hoping that maybe happens sooner rather than later. But I'll sort of be building up to that slowly as time goes on. Steve, you brought you've already brought your second record into me. We're only into the second hour of the program. Tell me about what we're going to hear.
It's UFO. There's not much more I can say about it.
All righty. This is live, correct?
Yes, it is live. Right. And it's 33 1/3.
It is. The good thing is, Steve brings a record into me. It's a 7-inch single, and he puts it on the turntable, and without even telling me, he just hits the button for 33 because he knows I'm going to goof it up.
Yeah.
And then I actually said to him, thank you for putting it on 33. I wouldn't have realized. And he said, it's right there in the label. I wouldn't have noticed anyway.
Sure, it's right there on the label.
Here's UFO for you, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Got SNS on BIM. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Let us know we can play for you. That's Bruce Springsteen, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show that was originally released on the We Are the World record back when, if you bought the full album. And since then has appeared on all sorts of his greatest hits compilations, all that. Cheap Trick before that, David Bowie. Fine Young Cannibals, Tom Petty, and UFO all on that block. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hello. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear.
Not that.
As long as it's not us doing hello in a cappella. I mean, we'll still do it because we don't care. But anything else you want, classic rock related, of course, we'll get it on for you. It's classic rock until 11 o'clock. I thought this was a joke when I first read it, but apparently it's real because I've now seen it in a couple of different sources. Did you see that Donald Trump declared April Sexual Assault Awareness Month?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Holy Jesus.
Uh-huh.
And
is that meaning that he's allowed to?
I think that, you know what? Yes, I think that is what it. I think that is what it means. Apparently, again, April has been proclaimed National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. It's been every year since President Obama from 2009, to be honest. But there was a White House statement that was put out saying, "quote We dedicate each April to raising awareness about sexual abuse and recommitting ourselves to fighting it. And women, children, and men have inherent dignity that should never be violated."
Wait a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said men, women, and children?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing I had to say is that didn't he recently also announce that being a thing, like back during when he was inaugurated somewhere around that time? He said, this is going to be the sexual prevention thing, and everybody was making the joke too, like, you're the guy.
Oh, did he? I don't even know.
I thought he did that earlier.
That's very possible.
This guy's a madman.
All sorts of things always come out, and we never know what end they're coming out of, literally. But apparently that's the case. And in the meantime, the Russian investigation will just continue. And
there's no Russian investigation.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. There's no Russian investigation. Wasn't one of the big things on the campaign trail the fact that anybody who's under investigation by the FBI shouldn't be president?
Yes.
I'm hoping the irony is not lost on a lot of people with this.
No, it is.
Okay, good.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
There's been a lot of things where like, isn't that like, Foley. Oh, no, not his name.
Flynn,
who said 2 months early, before the election, says 2 months then, anybody who seeks immunity is 100% guilty of a crime.
Right.
And here he is now going, I want immunity.
Yes.
I'm not guilty of a crime.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
And I mean, I understand that
backpedaling is just staggering.
I understand that the justice system is set up so that you can request immunity without necessarily having committed a crime. But logically, we all know if somebody's asking for immunity, you've been doing stuff you shouldn't have been doing. You know you're doing stuff that you shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
You know you're trying to make sure that you're covering your ass before the fact. And I don't think that's a mystery to anyone. That's kind of how that works, and that's just what it's for.
You're in collusion.
Absolutely.
Motherfucker.
I like the way he stormed off on that signing that he was supposed to do the other day.
Correct. Yeah. You know what?
Petulant frenzy.
I only read headlines about that, but I didn't really actually see the story. What actually happened? Because I just saw the headlines. I didn't have time to go into it, and I was like, you know what? I
straight up
can't,
didn't read it because I didn't want to.
He had questions with reporters, and then he was supposed to be signing something. And a reporter asked him a question he didn't like, so he just stormed out of the room.
Was it, how the hell are you president?
I don't know. So Pence was trying to bring him back, and he just says to Pence, bring it with you. Just bring it in here. So they signed the document off camera.
Great.
Whatever. Petulant frenzy.
Right. I don't care.
Do we know what that thing was supposed to be?
No, I haven't a clue.
So, I mean, how do we know that wasn't all a big dramatic thing to sign, like, yes, we will go to war with North Korea?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We don't know.
Right.
That's what it could have been.
Because nobody saw what he signed.
Exactly.
Nobody saw it. And in the meantime, North Korea is just going to blow us up at some point. It's just going to happen.
Well, yeah, the two of them are already going at it.
I know. This is exactly what we knew was going to happen going into this whole deal. And now that's still what's happening.
Yep.
The holy God.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't...
Yep.
It doesn't...
We are royally.
Doesn't need to happen.
Yes, we are. Things are coming to a head, though. I can feel it.
I've been seeing more and more of those mesh yoga pants deals.
Yes. Oh, really?
On the train, yeah.
See, I'm waiting for the summer because I have a fitness centre in my plaza, and I just can't wait to see the traffic between them and me.
Yeah, but when we... It got worse and creepier as the sentence went on. Didn't you explain to us, however, that there might potentially be a fashion thing coming up in the summer that you didn't want to see for whatever ungodly reason? I don't understand your logic behind that one, but you said that you didn't necessarily want to see that. So what if you if you see a lot of that?
No, my point would be, we like yoga pants. We don't always like the size of the ladies that are wearing the yoga pants. And if that other thing becomes a fashion statement, I don't want to be looking at that.
But so I'm sorry, you like how what? So go ahead, I'm sorry.
I like how the beginning of this discussion was like, today has been declared. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Steve and I are not going to...
It doesn't matter. I don't care that it was Trump that had gone out and said that. It's still the fact that we should respect the lady.
Oh, we are respecting them.
I'm respecting them.
Ladies
respecting the hell out of them.
Unless they're fat.
I didn't say anything about that.
And plus, Steve and I are not saying that we're going to go out and assault anyone.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Sir, can you help me? Can you help me a little bit?
If they dress that way, they have to expect that.
Oh my God!
The expressions of the show
are Steve Rimmers and Steve Rimmers alone.
They do not reflect those of the
Saturday Night Soundtrack. We
need to get that bumper.
We do.
Yeah.
We claim no. We need to get it for everyone. We used to need it for Mikey D, and now I was worried at one point that we might need it for you. This guy worries me a hell of a lot more than you now at this point.
Have our guy make that bumper.
I'll throw it in with the other ones that I want to have made up for the thing we're gonna do. Oh. Jesus.
Expressions and opinions.
We don't necessarily know where the hell they're coming from. So to go back into this just for a bit, I don't know why. When you made your comment originally, Steve, last week, what I thought you were saying was that you didn't necessarily want to see that on anyone, but you mean you're okay if it's in a good site all around.
Exactly.
All right, good. Okay. I was worried at first because I didn't know what you were getting at. Do we have enough outlets out there?
Yeah, but I guess they're being used.
A part of the problem is the fact that they moved the tick out there, which I don't necessarily understand why that needed to be done. The tick should be in here. Who needs to work the tick out there? Nobody. That's who.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Oh, what the hell?
Well, you guys get that figured out? Let's get into another block of classic rock. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Got Black Sabbath, U2, and Rolling Stones all on deck.
From ACDC to CC Top, we've got the biggest collection of classic rock in Bridgewater. You're listening to the Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
That's the James Gang at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. A double shot of the Rolling Stones before that. Heard from U2 and had Black Sabbath in that block all as well. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, and I'm going to say call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. And then I'm going to quickly follow it up with, I don't give a crap what you want to hear for the next 20 minutes because I'm eating this delicious sandwich.
Yes, me too.
Oh, my God, this is good. So Steve and I got the thank you.
So the extra bacon worked.
Yeah, was it? It was Bridgewater House of Pizza, I assume again, right? Because I don't ask these questions anymore.
Hey, it's warm. It has to be.
Yeah. I actually almost burned my mouth on one of the bites that I took. Must be. But yeah, Steve and I got exactly the same thing, and we got the extra bacon on the special steak and cheese. And well, holy God. There's a couple of times back here where I just got a complete mouthful of bacon. I have no complaints about that whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
It's lined across the top.
Yes, it is.
Effing delicious.
Oh, it really is.
May I ask, now that I've mentioned this, did we order beyond our means? Was it the extra bacon that Steve and I threw in that threw us over? Because poor Jared had to come in here and he's like, Rob, do you have an extra couple of bucks? I was like, oh dear.
Well, 'cause,
Did we go a little insane, sir?
He could have asked me. He didn't.
This isn't even the week that I ordered the fried Oreos that time. This was just our regular food. It just put us over. But anyway, again, take you to Bridgewater House Pizza because this is delicious.
Very good.
I get no complaints whatsoever. So again, call us up 508-531-1303. But wait until like 8:30. I will have eaten most of my food by 8:30. It'll be fine. We're doing Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. So you'll have plenty of time to get in touch with us.
Yes, you will.
And let us know what you want to hear. You can, once again, like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack and YouTube. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack. Filter for channels. We're out there, and all podcasts of all our old shows are out there. And Livestream. Livestream.com is a website. And it's a free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores, so get that. You can listen to us from anywhere.
Anywhere. Worldwide.
I realize also during this past week that I don't necessarily, I'm always telling people, tout the show and talk up the show at your jobs and do all this stuff. And then I realize that there's a guy that sits behind me, and we've worked in the same group, next to each other for years. And I just happened to mention the show at one point a couple of days ago, and he was like, "You do a radio show?"
Oh, God.
Which pointed out to me that I obviously haven't been practicing what I preach, and I don't tout this enough. And I said, well, yes, I do. And I explained the whole process, and he's like, "This is really interesting." So I was like, well, here's the YouTube. And and then he said the next, and he was like, well, what, maybe I'll listen and call in. And I was like, well, we're on Saturday nights from 7 to 11, and you can listen with live stream. And he goes, Saturday nights that's tough. I was like, well, that's fine. I'm like, you listen to the YouTube anytime you want, and you can get an idea of the flavor of the show. I'm like, but just be aware that the music from the show is not up there. For copyright reasons, we can't publish the music up there on the YouTube. So the podcasts that we have up there are just all our bits, like this.
Bits.
You can listen to our bits. Just in the lovely...
I think people really enjoy listening to our bits.
Lovely, glorious YouTube bits, So
Bits.
I posted a... just because everyone, and this goes along with touting the show, too. Every once in a while, I just have to make people realize that we're out here. So I published the clip of when we did the Mikey D tribute last September, and I actually posted that to the WBIM DJs page.
Oh, I saw that.
And we got all sorts of likes and like the amazed face and stuff like that, and the emoji on that thing. So that was cool.
Yeah.
A couple of people said that I freaked them out because they thought at first that he had died.
Oh, God.
And no, well, not to my knowledge, because we never hear from the dude.
No.
But I had put up originally when I had first posted it. I was trying to think of how to phrase it because I wanted to make sure that I posted, succinctly so that people could read what it actually was and then actually want to listen to it. But I made sure to put within the first sentence, "He's alive and well." But we just wanted to pay this tribute to him because we haven't seen him since last year sometime. Probably around this time. I think he started to fade out around April or May last year.
Yeah, I think that's when his restraining order started coming in.
There was that, and then there was there was also the...
I would have thought he would have at least called.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I've had other people tell me that that they've called his show. I don't know how true that is, but be that as it may. But he phased out last year around April and May, and I noticed in going back and listening to some of the shows on YouTube that it seemed to happen around the time that we suggested, or no, we didn't suggest, he volunteered that he would bring in a platter of food from Johnny Macaroni's.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
And then we said, well, how about you do it sooner rather than later? And he was like, "I'll work on it." And then we never saw him again.
Yeah.
You notice that? He said within the next couple of weeks, as we kept asking him about it, he started showing up, but only for maybe 5 minutes a night, not bringing a record in, and then eventually he just stopped showing up.
Yep.
And it's all because we didn't ask him to bring us food. He volunteered.
He volunteered
and
that.
We jumped all over it, and then he was like, crap. These guys want me to bring them food. F it.
Yep.
I'm just going to move to another building.
Yeah.
Forget this. So, but anyway, we got good feedback on the Mikey D thing, so that's good. So I just like to let people know that we exist and that we actually do this program, because every once in a while I think that people don't realize we exist and do this show. And I think I probably just want to let them know that, hey, we're still here and this happens, and please listen to us every once in a while because we're awesome.
Yes, we are.
That's it. I want to eat more food, so here's
Yeah,
more
me too.
classic. Let's get into more classic rock. 508-531-1303. You got SNS on BIM.
If your bed is in a small town and that's good enough for you, you're one of the only listeners who can hear us on an actual radio. Congratulations. Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
Oh, good luck getting that one out of your head now that you've heard it. You're welcome. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater SNS radio show. Steve Winwood had Red Hot Chili Peppers before that. The Doors, Bob Seger, Judas Priest, Elton John, and Foreigner all in that block. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
I am not going to have a problem getting that song out of my head because I wasn't listening.
Well, of course not. And as a matter of fact, just to give you an idea of the sheer oldness that you're actually dealing with when you listen to this program, what the hell were you watching on your laptop there?
Little, Sid Caesar.
You know, there's a bunch of people out there going, he was watching a show about the salad? What? What?
It was quite funny.
Well, I don't understand what.
Sid Caesar's amazing, and if you haven't watched any of his...
No, Sid Caesar is actually pretty funny. I will give you that, sir.
Yeah, he's amazing. He is amazing.
I just didn't realize that it was actually him because I only saw it for like 2 seconds because I walked by and I was like, oh, Jared's in the other room watching TV while we're doing the program. Seems legit. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Again, it's classic rock until 11 o'clock. Steve, this might strike you as surprising, but I'm a little OCD about stuff.
No way.
At times.
Really? No.
So, Jared knows that when I initially set up the TV, I had some pre-downloaded settings from the internet that told me, here are the settings that you might want to set your TV on to get the optimum viewing experience.
Optimum viewing.
Yes. So
Experience.
So I set those up and watched the TV for a couple of days, and I was watching a show with my, we were watching cable and stuff a couple of nights this past week. And I'm sitting there, and I just, most people, let me back up for a second and ask you, Steve, because obviously you are a consumer who has purchased TVs in the past, and you watch television and you appreciate it. How much effort and time do you spend setting your television settings when you first buy a TV?
None.
So do you just take it out of the box and plug it in and start watching the thing?
Yes.
Okay. So let me explain the process that I go through. So I went online and I was researching because you can look up calibration settings for particular televisions. So I went online and I was looking them up before I even bought the TV, mind you, that I had looked all this up.
Dirty.
Yeah. So I looked the whole thing up and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Here are some settings that look like they're pretty decent. Let me try these out. So I set them up and everything. And watching cable over the past couple of days, I'm sitting there watching. I'm going, yeah, this could be better, though, couldn't it? I bet it could be better. I bet there are other better settings out there that I haven't even found. Well, here I go. So I started looking some more stuff up again. And that's a rabbit hole that you go down when you start getting into that stuff.
I can only imagine.
There are so many that, like, you find, like, there's an AVS forum. It's avsforum.com. It's an audio visual forum, basically. And if you search for if you search for settings on this particular thing, you can find different people have posted different settings for certain things. And I'm like, well, that's a good setting for this particular non-HDR programming. I want to know what people are using for calibrations for their HDR programming. So I started looking at that, and I found this guy, and I'm dying. Here's the really nerdy part. I'm dying to try this because I managed to find settings that someone updated just about a month ago or so that were basically so much more detailed than the other settings that I'd already found. And not only were they more detailed, but they were like, I could tell that this guy tweaked the brightness up more than these other people. And I was thinking, well, that's good because the brightness looked a little low. That's one of the problems was I was like, it's a little too dark when I was watching it on cable and all that. And then I was like, and then he had a little column, like he had an Excel file set up, and he had a little column to say which one was like measured by a calibration machine and which one is a more subjective setting. And I was like, that's helpful to know. This is good. I am dying to plug all these in.
You're boring the hell out of Steve.
You know what I mean? So this is what I go through. And Steve, you're not alone because this is what my wife goes through. We sit down to watch a movie, and I'm standing in front of the TV, and I'm like, wait, I just got to tweak a couple of things. And she's like, can we please just watch the movie? I just got to set this up. The movie's 2 hours long. It's already 7:30. the movie's 2 hours long. I've got to go to bed soon so that I can get up and go to work tomorrow. Can we please just start the movie? Mm-hmm. And that's what she has to put up with, so I just figured I'd let you know. Mm-hmm. You know, if she were here, she'd say, Steve, you and I are married. And then she'd launch into a diatribe about how annoying I am and ridiculous about all this. And, well, she wouldn't be half wrong. So, you just take it out of the box and plug it in, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were you going to say?
Are these settings that you're searching for, this holy grail of settings, does it match it to, like, the colour of your eyes, etc.? I mean, does it make a difference if you've got blue eyes or brown eyes? Or?
No, sir. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Now you're just being a Richard.
Are you standing, like, 14.2 feet away from the set?
No, Steve. No. Feet? Jesus. No, it doesn't go like that. But it's supposed to be...
Does it take into effect of whether or not you've got the door open to the kitchen? Because the atmospherics will be different.
I mean, not the door open. We don't have a door to the kitchen, Steve.
Oh, so that's already in account then. Okay, yes. Even though you close the window off.
It takes into account it just has to do with what the ambient light. You know what? Don't worry about it. You obviously don't care. Okay, you obviously don't care, so don't worry about it. Don't be concerned about it. It's not your concern, Steve. I'm sorry I even brought it up. Don't worry about it. I will tell you the one thing that does worry me is when I'm in the middle of a block of music and I'm doing stuff, and you're out there, and then all of a sudden, in the other room, I see Steve lean way back, and he's, like, looking, like, down the hall.
There's people down there.
And given the death glare for, like, a minute, and I was like, what is going on? Is there something that I'm going to have to deal with? Because usually when you're looking down the hall, it means that somebody's coming towards us, and I'm like, oh, God.
They were going the other way this time.
Is it, number one, is it someone from the building? Number two, is it Peter who says that I heard you say a certain word 3 times? Or is it some crazy fan, because we have so many of those, that's going to come in here and kill us because we didn't play their song or something?
Yeah, no. I don't know what's going on, but there were ladies down there with handbags.
Gotcha.
And then there was a gentleman with a notebook or a tablet of some sort. But they were going away from us.
Is there a metal detector dance going on or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Probably has something to do with whatever the ballroom was open for and all that.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
So call us up if you want. We're a bunch of old nerds. They're getting sleepy. It's almost our bedtime.
Yeah.
If you think we're old now, to tune in about a month or so from now when we get a special episode coming up that I'm not going to give any details on yet, but I'm
looking forward to
I'm going to mention it probably a few times every episode to sort of try to build the suspense.
Yes.
And then as time gets closer, we'll give you some more details about what we're going to be doing, but it's going to be fun. And the only thing I got to make sure that I do is I got to make sure that because I don't have a definite date for this yet. I want it to be closer to the end of the semester. I'd kind of like to know, how much time and how many hours we're going to have. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And Jared informed me that he's not going to be with us on May the 5th. 6th, sorry, for a lodge thing. And I don't think we have a show on the 13th. I think that's going too late. So it may actually even be in April. We may do this deal on April 29th.
Good.
I think I might actually circle that on the calendar. That looks like a viable date.
Yep, put it down.
Yep. Go with that. April 29th, special episode of the Saturday Night Soundtrack. More details forthcoming.
I think we call it the SNS Roots.
I think we call it one of the names that I listed.
Yeah, those are fantastic names. You know what?
Garbage.
As we get... As we, maybe we should let the listeners vote as we get closer and closer to this deal. Maybe I'll start, and we give some more details on what it's going to be. Maybe I'll start rattling off some of those names and see what anybody thinks.
Mm-hmm. I will be voting for all the ones that I listed.
I'm sure you will. And then he has the nerve to tell me on the way into the program that one of the liners that I came up with was corny. Well, I'm sorry. Read back the list of things that you wrote that were ridiculous.
They were great. They were great.
It's like trying to tell Jared that one of his ideas are ridiculous is like trying to tell my wife she's wrong.
Oh, good.
It's not going to work.
Yeah,
and it's just it's an exercise of futility that I'm not going to continue with because it's just not going to work. Call us up 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Another big block of classic rock coming up. Going to kick it off with the Beatles and then Van Halen.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
It's them. At 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, them, of course, featuring Van Morrison, who has just announced that he's going to be releasing his quote-unquote authorized bang sessions.
Oh, good.
Which is going to be coming out. April 28th is the street date for that. He's going to be putting it. And the interesting thing about this is that there's nothing really that authorized about this other than the fact that he has decided to release them now and make money.
Yeah.
Because essentially what he's releasing is what had been released before, but that he just said that he didn't like. It's going to be the records or the singles that made up the Blowing Your Mind album, which he hated the fact that got put together and put out in the first place. It's going to be all of the, well, not all of, I shouldn't say, but a lot of the outtakes from those sessions. Like, it's really for collectors only. I mean, you've probably got 20 different takes of Brown Eyed Girl in the thing, just from different sessions that he did. It's sort of along the same lines of the expanded Moondance version of the album that he put out about a year or two ago. Had a whole bunch of outtakes and things like that, alternate takes, early takes, and things like that. And then it also contained, we talked a few weeks ago when Burt Burns' widow passed away. I can't even remember her first name now at this point. But when she passed away, I talked about the revenge songs that he put together just because he wanted to get out of his contract. They got one disc in the authorized bang sessions called the, quote, contractual obligation sessions, which is basically all of those records, like 32 nonsense songs all put together. So what's happened before is that there's an album that's been put out before called the Complete Bang Sessions, which was made up of those 32 ridiculous songs and then some other stuff that he did for Bang. And then this is going to be pretty much that, with a whole bunch of different kind of outtakes and alternate takes and things like that sort of mixed in. Am I going to get it? Yes.
Yeah,
of course I am. But it's kind of a collector's only kind of deal. So if you already have the Complete Bang Sessions and you're like, I'm a passive Van Morrison fan, some stuff he does is cool, what you have will probably suffice. You might not need to hear 17 different versions of Brown Eyed Girl. Do I want to? Yes. Do you need to have it? Meh. That's up to you. It depends on your level at this point. Call us up 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. I look up at the phone numbers that they give up here because obviously the request line's the first one on this big yellow paper that I got up to my left here. But the other two phone numbers, I wonder if anybody's ever given Peter Q's number on the air by mistake.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. Peter Q's number is the third one down
yes,
here.
I can see now. I'm kind of reading backwards, but yes.
Which is helpful to have, but at the same time, does it need to be posted so prominently on the window for someone to just babble it out, potentially?
What's the second one?
Second one is for the office. So if anybody wants to get in touch with directors around here or anything like that, you can do that there. That's not as big a deal. Peter Q, I can't tell if that's actually his phone number or not. It looks like it probably is because it doesn't have a 531 starting it. So
that's true.
So here's a message for all you other BIM DJers. Please be careful not to give Peter's number over the air. It's nothing that I even ever thought of before. I just happened to look up and see it, and I was like, oh, holy crap, his number's kind of just right there for everyone to see.
508-32.
Yes, that would be the one. Oh, that would be it.
Oh, man, he's sweating bullets right now.
He's not even listening to us, sir. He's not listening to us. He's at his other radio station tonight.
You
He's
will
not
only continue giving that number.
And the So You Think You Can DJ event is going on. Once again, that's April 22nd from 6 to 9 p.m. There are going to be door prizes, professional DJs, and you can learn to spin.
Spin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's like, what is spinning? What is that?
What's the other one?
Oh, that's how to use the broadcast delay.
Oh, okay.
We don't need that.
We don't need that.
No,
it's not like we'd ever say anything you'd want to delay things
No,
for.
of course not.
Shit.
And if you... and if you ever... Have I ever said thank you, Jared, for bringing Steve onto this program?
Every day.
Okay. And if you ever did want to do a delay, well, the thing is goddamn difficult to operate because for whatever reason, there's not a delay button right here in front of me on the console. It's over here. Well, where's the sense in that?
Silly.
I don't really understand. I've never really understood how the whole thing works anyway. I've read through these steps a number of times. There are 4 steps to this deal. One of the steps involves me pushing a button on this deal over here, Well, I'm not getting over there in 7 seconds.
No way.
Are you nuts? I'm fat. And I'm on the other side of the console. I'm not jumping over turntables. I'm breaking stuff. So guess what? Whatever Steve says is just going to go out because we don't have a choice in that matter. That's something I've just come to terms with long ago. And I think it's going to be fine. Speaking of which, I haven't looked through the stacks back there. I don't know if you did earlier.
Oh, there was a few.
Oh, there's a few.
Yes.
They're new, yeah?
Yep, they're new.
Oh, good. Is there any? So here's we're prepared, just in case anybody doesn't know what we're doing. We're preparing for the FCC violations of the week. We do that near the end of the program where we just rattle off anything that people might have said that they shouldn't have said because everybody has to fill out a form when they do that. Steve. Everybody has to fill out a form when that happens. We got like 4 forms for tonight. And I like when people, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, I like when people give me context. I don't want, oh, really?
None
Is it
of
just
them.
a word?
Just the word.
Come on, guys. So here's what I want, right? Because I know everybody out there listening cares. And I know you all are basically just filling out these forms so that we can read them here on the program. So let me run through it with you one more time. If you're going to at least swear on the air, first of all, make it creative, right? Because I see the same words all the time. It gets boring. So make it creative. And number 2, can you give me a full sentence as to how it was said?
Exactly.
I want to know if it was a noun, a verb, an adverb, an adjective. I want to know these things. And on top of that, I just basically want to know what the full sentence was because it gives me more of a, it gives me more atmosphere as to why you felt it necessary to say whatever word it is that you said. And just write down a sentence. Is it that difficult? Well, please, let's work on this for next week and let's see what we can do.
Jabronis.
Jabronis, yes. We haven't said jabronis enough this semester, I don't think.
I think we've said enough words for the night.
Jabronis and Richards are sort of, I think that's sort of fallen by the wayside in the past month or so. Maybe we'll get back to it at some point. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Jared
Nothing to hear here.
Nope, Jared's doing double duty in the other room, and it's fine. And that's not a. I keep going back to the fact that I might want to get a new laptop for myself at some point. But that's a Mac. I don't want a Mac. Or is that a Mac?
No, this is the work computer.
Oh, okay. Is it?
But you want a Mac.
I don't want a Mac.
I don't understand why you don't.
No, because I don't.
Because it's great.
No, because all of my stuff, I'm so used to, I don't know if you realize this, but I'm pretty stubborn. So all of my stuff that I'm completely used to, I'm used to working on with Windows.
Same here.
And I don't want to, I just don't want to, I don't want to just move everything over at this point. I don't want to get used to some other platform.
It's so much better. I'm telling you, as a guy that's been using Windows since Windows 94, so much better.
Wasn't Windows 95 the first one?
I don't care what you say.
Okay. Let's get into another block of classic rock before we continue to bore the hell out of people. 508-531-1303. Once again, you got SNS on BIM.
Got questions? Ask a Freemason. Just make sure you have a comfy chair, plenty of snacks, and at least a few hours to spare for when he actually starts talking. Jared Barbetta is on the Saturday Night Soundtrack on BIM.
That's Blind Faith. Featuring Eric Clapton, of course, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater SNS radio show. Police were before that, heard from Zombies. John Cougar, Menstrual Cramp, if you so choose. And Neil Young and ZZ Top also in there. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. And
Johnny Cougar Menstrual Cramp.
Menstrual Cramp.
I like that.
We're here, and we're pretty full. But we're still doing classic rock, and we're going to do it until 11 o'clock. So call us up, 508-531-1303. Jared and I have decided not to accept any more personal responsibility for our obesity. We're just going to blame it all on Steve.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we come in here, and the Englishman across the way, who's skinny as a rail, by the way, comes in and starts dropping candy off to us, which very much appreciated, by the way. He gives each of us a pack of 2 Snickers eggs, which I guess the idea is theoretically that you could eat one now and then save one for later. I don't think either one of us are planning on doing that. He gave us a Cadbury cream egg each, the caramel ones, and then on top of that, he drops off some brownies and he's like, "Here, I'm not taking these home. How about you guys just eat them?" And Jared's like, "Why don't you eat one, Rob, and tell me how it is? I still have to digest everything I've eaten up until this point." and then and then we'll see what happens. Well, thank you, Steve, for all of the food.
No, you're welcome.
My doctor's not going to thank you, but hey, that's life. That's how it goes. So call us up if you want.
But you tried.
Well, maybe call us up when we're not talking. How would that be? I don't know if anybody understands how this works, but we don't have phone screeners here. This isn't a professional outfit where, yes, Jared gets up and answers the phone, but if we're all three of us having a conversation, somebody has to come in here and answer the phone. Well, that's just not a good time. So how about you call us when we're playing some music?
Exactly.
And that'll work, too.
You watch. It's going to go again in a second.
Why am I a bastard? Why am I such a jerk? What is wrong with me? We want your requests. I'm just saying, Jesus, don't be offended if we don't answer the phone. How about you not hang up after 2.5 rings? It's going to take us a little bit. Jared's going to get up. We just mentioned the fact that he's, all concerned about his weight issue, and he's going to get up and walk in here and answer the phone.
Good exercise.
I could very well pick it up and answer it over here because it's right next to me. But what if you get on the air and you start saying foul, filth, and all the? Well, you'd be no different than Steve. Yeah. But even if you did, then it's on me. So I'm not just going to answer the phone on the air. Are you nuts? It's just not going to happen.
We hate our fans.
Oh, my God. I don't know where that came from. I apologize. What is wrong with me?
We hate our fans.
It's just
It's a good rant.
That's just the weather and everything. It's just crappy out today, and I've just been in a crappy mood. I told you heading into this program that I did minimal preparation for it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I was busy. I was busy all week.
Doing what? Not doing manly stuff.
No, remarkably, I have a job I actually get paid for. Unlike some people apparently think.
There you go.
Like the person.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, like the person at your work, Steve, who asked if the other two people on the show with you happen to also have jobs or other jobs. I think he said. Exactly. And it's like, well, yes, I would certainly hope so. Yeah. What? Oh, jeez. Oh, Mikey D is on the phone.
What?
Hey, Mike,
King,
you there?
Hey, King Harrod, how the hell are you, buddy?
He's now on the other side, and I don't think he's going to be able to hear you because the phone system in here now sucks.
Good, I can't hear him? Good, that makes it better.
Hey,
Hicksville, what's going on?
Well, we're playing classic rock, and I'm complaining about drunk.
All right. Hey, I finally got on just recently to SNS Mikey D tribute. Took me a while. Hilarious. It's like I never left.
Well, yeah, except for the fact that you did leave, and certain people thought that maybe you died.
Catch me on Monday nights from 5 to 7.
No.
Is that when the prison hours are?
He can't hear you, Jared.
Can you relate
No,
that?
I can't. What's up with this? Get Peter George to fix the damn thing.
Well, because the whole problem is we had this, nobody gives a crap about this part. We had this Gentner thing that used to work, and I used to be able to put people on the air, and it was fine. And now, for whatever reason, they decided to change the phone system, so now if I answer the phone and I start talking to someone like yourself, I'm the only one that you can hear.
Yeah, no kidding. I know that. It never worked that way before. Is it some type of technician problem or something, Bob, or what?
Yeah, there's a piece of equipment that went out that they never bothered to replace, and now the system as it is just sucks because now you can't talk to 3 different people at the same time.
Yeah, no kidding. But other than that, I just had to call you. Before your last show, I'm going to leave work a couple minutes early. Don't broadcast it over to radio. I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm going to come up there and hang out with you cats for a while.
Okay.
Because I know it's been a long time.
It's top secret.
Yeah, I know. I just probably said that probably the whole radio heard me, right?
Yeah. No, not at all.
No, of course not.
Yeah, of course not, you friggin' knuckleheads.
Well, if you call us when we're talking, you should understand what the shot is.
Yeah. Don't mind me. It's Mikey D.
Couple of
always
paps.
opening his mouth before he even thinks.
You join the club.
So, I know. Hey, so am I on the airwaves right now?
Yes.
Am I? That's too bad. I wish I. Hey,
so as you were saying, you're never going to stop up here again. And as far as we know, you died because we're never going to see you because you're working too hard.
Oh, the hottest, like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
My fingers are down to the bone. My skin's cracked and peeled. I'm wearing out shoes.
Okay, well, that's enough detail. I don't think we necessarily need to know the rest of that.
My pants are all worn out. I mean, I can go farther and farther if you want.
Please don't.
So, hey, how's the one from across the ocean, not so stunning Steve? How's he doing?
He's fine. Why are the insults necessary?
Oh, no, that's been my usual stuff. You know I'm a comic when it comes to him.
Also,
He's
the
good
fact,
people.
let me bring this up. Are you going to get fired for making this phone call?
Mikey D, impossible.
I was like, where'd he go? He just friggin' hung up.
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Hey, can we
All
play
right.
a song for you, Mike, that you're not going to hear because you don't even have access to a radio because they don't trust
Yeah,
you?
no kidding. I got to get me a transistor or something. But no, one of
No,
these days,
don't do that. You're going to get fired.
No, I'm not.
You-
I'll fire them, for Christ's sakes.
Don't think it works that way.
I'll think of something. Hey, what are you going to play for me?
I don't know. I'm asking you what you want to hear. I'll play something I'll play something in your honor that you're not going to hear, but whatever you want.
Ramones, Rockaway Beach.
Fine.
Nice.
All right.
We'll do that.
We'll do it.
I like that.
Hey, no, one of these Saturday nights, I'll, when I leave here, I'll take a quick visit up to the station, hang out for a bit, and slap the ugliness off of King Herod's face. It looks like I'll be doing a lot of slapping.
Why are the insults necessary? I must ask again.
Hey, I'm just being a comical fool as usual.
Jesus.
You're lucky I'm not starting in on you.
I don't understand.
I think he's drunk.
I
You friggin' knuckleheads. Hey, you know something? I miss you cats.
Well,
And,
we miss you too, which is why we posted the tribute up
We're
there.
still waiting for Johnny
okay.
Macaroni.
I just finally caught it not too long ago, and it's a friggin' riot.
Well, at least you're going on the YouTube for a change. For a while, we were asking you about the YouTube, and you were like, I haven't checked it out in like a year and a half. How about you stop asking
no
me?
kidding. But I checked it a while back because you told me that time I was on, I found out from somebody. Maybe it was you, yeah. And then one of the guys that I would join on Monday nights from 5 to 7 up on BIM, one of my nights off, he told me about it. He goes, Mikey D must be deceased. It says Mikey D tribute. Then he found out that I wasn't.
Right. It's because I put it up as a tribute, and I said within the first sentence that Mikey D is alive and well, but nobody knows how to read. So apparently they just jumped to the conclusion that you were dead. And that it's not helped by the fact that nobody sees you anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. But over here, and on a rare occasion, I still drop by the campus center for a quick visit and stuff.
Let me ask you something right now before I let you go. Where are you calling us from at this point?
The building I've been at ever since, Hart Hall.
Right, but are you calling us from a closet in there, or are you just out in the open and you're available to make phone calls? I'm wondering if you're getting yourself in trouble is the point.
No. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I'm taking a quick little break right here. I'm in the Moakley. If anybody wants to know, out there on Radio World listening to me right now.
Nobody cares.
No talking while I'm interrupting, Hicks. Knock it off. You know the system. No, the big complex over here. Moakley attached to Hart, attached to Burnell. One big giant.
Oh, holy crap.
family
You're all
over
the way
here.
on the other side, huh?
Yeah, on the other side. On the other side of the tracks.
Oh, Jesus. That's
Literally.
further away than I thought you were.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh,
I'm
man.
over here. I got my new cell phone. I'm good to go. I'm cooking, calling. So I figured I'd give you cats a call to let you know that friggin' thing. I'm glad I finally got on just recently. And I'm looking at, when I put it on, hey, I didn't know I had a twin out there in YouTube world.
What kind of cell phone do you have?
Wait, hold on one second. It says LG on it. That's about as much as I know.
Does it flip open?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, good.
Mikey D has been modernized.
I'm just making. I was just checking. I was just curious.
Hey, what's Jared doing right now? Making faces at me where I can't see him?
No, he's just going about his business.
Like I said, probably giving me all kinds of crap behind the scenes.
Did you? I've now forgotten because this conversation's gone on for so long. Did you pick a song that you wanted to hear?
I told you. If you're goddamn
Rockaway Beach.
radio in your ear that's
right,
make you
that's
listen
right.
to me.
Why is
All right,
he?
it's hey.
No, I got it. Rockaway Beach, I got it.
Yeah, Ramones. Hey, why not? Ramones, Saturday night music, kicking ass. You know how it is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you guys still got one of the best classic rock shows in the history of this damn stinking planet, you know that.
What do you mean, one of?
Okay, I'll rephrase that. The best.
All right, that's
There you
better.
go. That's better.
All right.
Hey, I can't hear those other two cats. You got to call up Peter George immediately and get something done.
Well, I don't necessarily think he makes a priority for us.
You call him.
What, Saturday nights like at, friggin', let me say that. Let me, at, 10 10:30 or whatever time it is. I have no idea.
Just
Don't
not
say
worry
it.
about what time
Don't
it
say
is.
it.
How about you just censor yourself anyway, like it was any time of the day?
I slipped though, but I didn't go through with it, did I?
I don't even know the longer this conversation goes on, the more it has the opportunity to blow up.
So other than that, hey, Ron, you and the other two there, everything going fine?
Oh, everything's great.
Oh, you guys are the best. Miss you all. Love you all. You guys are the greatest. We need that fourth party up there. But due time, like I said, before your last show near
Johnny
the end of the
Macaroni.
semester, I'm going to make a cameo appearance and bust up the place as usual.
Johnny Macaroni.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you ever going to bring us that Johnny Macaroni platter that you promised like a year ago?
It's tough for me to get down there because I don't know. I
So-
think you knew since then I haven't been with you-know-who for a while now.
Oh, that's right.
Did you know? Yeah, so it's off for good. It's
Oh,
been,
well, that question came from Jared, so I apologize for opening up old wounds.
hey, due time, I know. Hey, I know where that place is, and I know where to find you guys. So just,
That's ominous.
expect whenever it happens, expect the unexpected. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
All right,
That's
all right.
that's really creepy, but we will.
Yeah, creepy. You got that right, pal.
All right, so we'll do the Ramones for you then.
All right, I can't hear it. I'm gonna work on
I know.
transistor or something so I can or something over here. So wherever I am in this building, plug it in or batteries or shortwave or something, so I can at least listen to your three lovely voices.
Don't get yourself fired, Mike, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm fine over here.
All right, good.
All right, my friend Rob, Jared. Not so stunning, Steve. You guys are the best. I miss you, and I guarantee you, I promise, I will be over there before your last show, or maybe during your last show.
All right. Well, we'll hold
All
you
right.
to that then.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Keep
right,
on
later.
rocking, and I'll keep on with my sarcasm. All right, guys?
Do it.
All right, you're the best. Love you all. Bye.
Bye. Oh, he's getting fired. He's getting fired right now. He's somebody as he was hanging up that phone, someone was coming up behind him going, "Yeah, what are you doing?" And it's all over now.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat that he was going to drop an F-bomb.
I wouldn't be surprised. And the way we're going tonight, it probably would have just been par for the course.
Yep.
But I
Well-
mean, why invite the trouble?
Yeah. I'm also pretty sure he's in the bag.
The great thing about him not being able to interact with you is you can just sit there going, he's drunk. He's totally drunk. He's drunk. Without him even responding. And then I get to pass on questions that open up sensitive situations. Apparently, I didn't even really think about that. Oh, crap. That was awkward.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the next block of classic rock. Now that the air's been sucked out of the room for the first time in a while. Didn't invite Jared to lunch today, so I might as well play a song for him. He asked for the song earlier in the show, so kick off the next block with it now. Aerosmith coming up. You got SNS on BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it is.
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
That's the Ramones 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, that was from their Rocket to Russia album, which, is that topical now?
Yes, very.
It's a Rocket to Russia. We should have asked Mikey D while we had him on the phone what he thinks about Donald Trump now. If his opinion's still the same, if he's
Highest-
still behind the guy or what.
Highest rating approvals ever.
Oh, of course. Ever
Ever in the history of rating approvals.
Now, the other question that came to mind as I was thinking about Mikey D was, well, why hasn't he called us before if he had the opportunity? Or has he just gotten the opportunity because he just got his new LG non-flip cell phone?
Maybe.
You know?
Isn't it funny that we were just talking earlier about the fact that he hasn't called us, and then what does he do?
And then he calls us, yeah.
He calls us.
So, but when he reiterated what building he was in, well, holy God, it is definitely farther away than I thought. I thought he was at one of the dorms on this side somewhere.
Oh, I don't even know where this place
No,
is.
he's down. Okay, so remember the very first time that you first joined us on the show, and we had to park all the way on the other side and then walk through the snow?
Yes.
Yeah, he's on that other side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's Siberia over there. That's why he said literally on the other side of the tracks, because he's beyond where the commuter rail tracks are on that other side.
Okay.
Basically, it's another side of the world. It's the part of the campus that I almost completely forget even exists. Having classes over there was always such a bitch, because you'd have a class over there, and then you'd have a class over here, and you had 10 minutes to get from there to here. well, it would be ridiculous. And it's like, well, who came up with this ridiculous system? I'm not, and at the time I wasn't even fat. And I was like, I can't make it from, I can't make it from over there to over here in 10 minutes. Are you nuts?
Oh, you weren't driving?
I was not driving. There would be nowhere to really drive anyway, because you had to walk through like different areas where everything, you know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
Student parking was only in so many places, so it's like driving wouldn't really benefit you. You still had to walk from building to building, and it was just insane. And again, I wasn't fat at the time, and then I just still couldn't make it. So I don't know. Jared, did you try any of Steve's brownies yet?
Nope. I'm still waiting.
It's a little after 10.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
He's not bringing them home, so...
No, I understand that.
You're bringing them home, and I'm bringing you home, so...
That's true.
So there's that.
It all comes together. Jared presents me with the brownies and tells me that there's something special about them, or he says, Steve bestowed this on us, open it up. So I take the foil apart, and I look at them, and I go, well, they're brownies. And he's like, yeah, but there's something else. And my initial reaction was, is there pot in them? I don't know what that says about anyone here, but that was just my first question.
Not yet.
If I see brownies and someone says there's something special about them, the thought process immediately kicks in. Maybe this is what this is. I've never had a pot brownie in my life.
No, me neither.
I don't want to be one of those people who says ridiculous things like pot does nothing for me. But I tried pot when I had a friend who was really into pot, and I didn't get it.
No?
Maybe I was doing it wrong. It's entirely possible that I was doing it wrong. I mean, and I'm not even talking like I was a kid. I was like 20, maybe, 20, 21, and did nothing for me. Not a thing. And again, and it was funny because I walked into his house, and the guy was like, he was super into it, because you go into it, like I walked into his house and he just had a bong on the coffee table.
Nice.
Like, this is like, you know what I mean? Like he's big league, you know, bong on the coffee table. And then everyone's, the people are passing around. They got the roach clips and everything going. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this is, I'm jumping head first into it now. And then I started trying it, and I was like, I don't get it. I smell skunk, and I'm just tired. And it just didn't, I don't know. I guess it was
want to go to bed now.
Right. It didn't, some people are like, well, this is a gateway drug, this and that, and you start getting into this stuff. I'm like, well, not for me, because I didn't really get the point of any of this. And then it was just not something I ever had any need to pick up. And then I found out how expensive it is, and I was like, well, holy God, I'm not spending that much money to not care.
Yeah.
So it's just not going to happen. So don't do drugs, kids.
You'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty much. I mean, at least based on my experience. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm in the minority. There's a whole lot of people who think it's fantastic. It just it does nothing for me.
Nope.
It's just, no.
Not you.
No, I'm good. 508-531-1303. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear in this last classic rock block. Again, we just got the Ramones on from Mikey D, who's now probably getting fired at this moment. And we can get anything else that you want on, and then we'll be back next week. And we've got, I think I did the math earlier, and then I couldn't remember. I'm pretty sure, because I think the more I look at this, I think the 6th is just going to be the last show that we do of May, that is, which means that after today we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 5 shows left in the semester.
It's better than I thought.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad.
No.
This they're not they're not supposed to be, but I get the feeling, like I always feel like the spring semester is longer than the fall semester. And I know that's not the case, and I don't think it works out that way. It just feels like it is.
It does feel that way.
Because we start in January. I mean, we started pretty early, because we were like, I just want to get in there. The studio's up and running. The building works. Can we just please get in and do a show? And all the other shows didn't start until like a couple of weeks after we did. But at the same time, I feel like from January to May just always seems like, even with the spring break in between, just seems like a much longer period of time than when we just go from September to December. Mm-hmm. So that's how it goes. So 5 more shows. Enjoy it. Soak us up. Because you're not going to have us forever.
Nope.
And then the break between May and September, God, that's a long one.
Yeah. Plus we don't. Then there's all that like uncertainty if we're going to come back on.
Yeah.
Well, do we get our slot again? Oh, I don't know. We're not having a meeting for another 18 months.
Right. And I mean,
cool.
The deal is, I think as more years and semesters have gone on, I've started to get more and more relaxed about and this is going to be the kiss of death, right? I'm going to say this, and I'm going to jinx us. And
well, how about you don't say it?
We're going to get
donkey.
Effed. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna. We're gonna play some more classic rock, and I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Here we go.
Yeah. Well, luckily you don't have to hear this for much longer. You only got us for another 45 minutes here.
Yep,
so.
that's true.
508-531-1303. Skinner's on deck. SNS BIM.
The best reason to listen to WBIM on Saturday nights instead of your iPod. Size matters. The largest library of classic rock in Bridgewater is on. This Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. 91.5 WBIM.
It's 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, about ready to wrap it up for another week. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Good evening.
We are, Steve and I at least, are proving why we're, what it's really like to get older. Basically means that no matter what you have to do the next day, even if it's nothing, you still just want to go to bed. Because, I was doing good, and then within this last hour, all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I'm tired. For whatever reason. Don't know what's going on. The other thing that struck me within this last classic rock block also was the fact that, one of the things that we do here at WBIM, or that all the other shows do at WBIM, is to read public service announcements once an hour. We've never done that. And but listening to Jared read some of them off the air, I've decided that maybe we should. Maybe we're missing out on a prime opportunity here. I'm just not sure. Maybe we could find a way to work it in somehow.
Steve wouldn't appreciate it.
I mean, he would be, there's the question all the time about whether or not Steve is going to appreciate something, find it amusing, or if he's just going to give you that little look that he gives you.
Well, he's going to be annoyed.
That kind of just slices through you like a knife. It's that disapproving Steve look that you just never necessarily know quite what to do with. And I've seen him give it to you before from in there. And I got to tell you, it's an awkward situation.
Sure is.
Every time I've ever seen it happen, I'm like, oh crap! Did he actually just give him that look? Is he actually still giving him that look right now? As Jared keeps talking, is he aware that the look is in his face right now? I don't know.
SNS presents the FCC violation of the week.
So here's where we take a look through the stacks, find out who said something that they shouldn't have said, filled out the form like they were supposed to, and we just get to read them off on the air because it's hilarious. Once again, there was a little bit more context in some of these. I would like a little bit more as we go forward. Let's work on them. This one, I actually know this song because we play the song every once in a while on the show. It's Foo Fighters' Monkey Wrench, and the quote is all this shit. So there you go with that. This one came from a Selena Gomez song. So there's your first mistake right there. It's playing a friggin' Selena Gomez song. It sucks. Apparently in that song, she says, I have so much to say.
Really?
So there you go.
Selena Gomez.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And then save the best one for last. This one just says,
Yeah.
So there you go. It's the FCC Violations of the Week brought to you by your friends here at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Just remember, don't swear.
Don't swear.
What the
Steve, don't repeat don't swear to me. just don't. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. And Saturday Night Soundtrack will leave you with Kiss, Love Gun. We'll see you next week. Bye.